BBC head of drama Sean Sutton was given the go-ahead for a new Doctor Who series as soon as the War Games had been completed. Producers Peter Bryant and Derek Sherwin decided on an Earthbound scenario with the Doctor being exiled to Earth. The actor they chose to be the third Doctor was popular stage, film, and radio actor Jon Pertwee, who first appeared in 1970's Spearhead from Space. In 1993, we were privileged to meet with Mr. Pertwee at a press conference at the K&L convention in Boston.
Your seats and clear the aisles. Everybody please sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to introduce to you our next guest today. He's here in the United States making a rare appearance, so let's please give him a very warm Boston welcome and make him feel right at home. Mr. Jon Pertwee, the third Doctor Who.
Thanks very much indeed. I've seen larger audiences than you in a telephone kiosk. Why don't we all get in a taxi and go and see a show? Why don't you all come in? You know, come on down, everybody. So let's make it a nice little family gathering. Come as close as you can and take up all the seats in the front. And that sort of thing. We'll make it nice and family. If you want to lie down on the parquet, feel free. We haven't got a keeper. We haven't got a young gentleman or a young lady. No. Can't find anybody. But they all came yesterday. Come on in. There you are. I promised you I'd Did you get it now? She tries to catch me every time I'm coming out of the car, so you're going into an elevator. Right. Good. Now, let's be truthful here. Hands up those who were here yesterday. Right, thank God for that. I'm going to repeat myself. We won't bother to set a chair for the lady. Yeah, there's one up there, my dear. One on the front. Oh, there you are. There you go. Come on in, or the doors will be locked and barred. It's wonderful. Tim, the organizer, he came up. Because I was complaining yesterday, saying that I had the most terrible time because I simply couldn't hear the questions because the noise was so enormous from the dealer's room that I couldn't hear anything. And I complained to Tim, and Tim didn't believe me until today when he came up and he said, what? And he said it sounded like 1,000 chipmunks story. So he realized that I had a problem yesterday. However, we haven't got it today. We've got a microphone and all that. For anybody who wants to ask a question, but I don't think we'll need it, because it's much quieter today. Most of the leaders have gone home. They're terrified of snow, and I don't blame them. And so I'm sure we'll manage without the microphone if I can't understand you, because I told you yesterday that you don't understand English. I don't understand American. Some American. Right. Now, have we done with all the flashes? Flashes, not flashers. Right. Okay. If you've done all you want, okay, no more flashes after that lot. And then I'll be happy to pose for you. You, madam, that's it. Okay, sit down. Good. Now, okay, well, I'm going to start straight off with questions. Do feel free when I'm here today just to ask any questions that you like. I won't guarantee that I can answer them, but I'll do my best. It doesn't have to be about Doctor Who, it can be about the theatre, anything you like. So, there's a gentleman there. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Sure. Was it a radio?
Well, I don't speak English, but you know what I mean?
Was I in a radio room?
Yes.
No. No, right, I'll tell you the story again. I was originally a submariner in the Navy, but being 6'2.5", I kept hitting my head against every bulkhead, knocking myself unconscious, and so they took me out and they put, almost as a joke, in the biggest ship of the British fleet, which was HMS Hood, which was a battle cruiser, and she was the only ship that could do 42 knots, which was fast enough to catch the fastest of the German pocket battleships. And she sailed into action against the Bismarck, Germany's battleship, and we had a war with it, and we lost the war with it. And the Bismarck, we got the first salvo inboard, and the Bismarck sank us. With the loss of life, 1,768 men were killed in about 3.5 seconds. They hit in the magazine and blew the magazine up. Not with me in it, because I was a CW candidate, which means I was an officer candidate, and I was sent over the side before she closed into action, because the captain didn't want to waste his supernumeraries. He didn't want to waste his future officers, which saved my life. But I was working in the spotting tops where are you? Oh, there you are. I was working in the spotting top on gun laying, which means I twiddle little knobs. And I was right down in the bowels of the earth, and I would have been the first to be blown to bits. So I was very happy and very lucky. Yeah, next question, sir.
Mr. Pertwee.
Yes.
In your role, you never faced cyber in any cyber minister.
I did? How dare you? I certainly didn't I? What in? The 5 doctors. And so I sort of faced the cybermen, yes. Not for very long, I say, but I sort of faced them. Yeah, what's the question? I don't know. I have no idea at all. I suppose maybe they'd done an awful lot of stories about the Cybermen, and when I came in and was in charge of unit, we thought we'd have different sort of monsters. I think the idea was to bring all these strange and extraordinary monsters that hadn't been seen before to Earth. And, oh, I thought you were a Muslim going into prayer. Yes, thank you. Glad you appreciate your betters. So I presume that's the answer, but I was working with Cybermen, of course, in the Ultimate Adventure, which was the Doctor Who stage show, which I did, with David Banks, who is the sort of head of the Cybermen. No more flashes, remember? I've got you numbered. I'll pose for you later. No more photographs, please, madam. Thank God for that. Yes, next question. Yeah. Yeah. He saw me in a show called Parkinson, which is our #1 chat show, like the show we have called Woven, like your chat shows. And he was talking about my school days. Yesterday I told you about how I was thrown out of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art for being utterly inefficient and having no future in the theatre of any sort whatsoever. Sir Kenneth Barnes, out, he said, out, no, complete waste of time. Actually, the reason I was thrown out was because I refused to be a wind. Be a wind. They taught Greek tragedy at RADA, and when you're a wind, you go, ooh, ooh, for hours. And I thought, what a damn waste of money. Here's my poor father spending all this money on my education, and all I had to do is go, ooh, like this. So I rebelled, and I didn't want to be a wind, and so that's why Sir Kenneth Barnes said, I'm sorry, but you must go. And later, I met Charles Lawton, the great Charles Lawton, the actor, and he said, I understand. You were thrown out of RADA. I said, yes, sir, I was. He said, splendid fellow, you're bound to do well, so was I. I was thrown out of practically every school I ever went to. I was a terrible rebel. My son Sean, the actor, he was also thrown out of practically every school, so I couldn't say very much to him. The first school I was thrown out of